Okay, Oklahoma, where the wind goes right behind the way. All right, are we good? I'll let the stream breathe a little bit. Moderator, let me know. Give me the thumbs up if you can hear me, if everything seems like it's going like with a nice flow here. What's going on, everybody? All right, green light. Good evening. Happy Tuesday to everybody. Thanks for being here. Very excited to be talking with you again. I've really been enjoying these past several live streams we've been doing. It's been fun. It's been a nice little journey to see where it all goes, see where it all takes us. I enjoy talking with you guys. There's a lot to talk about. I enjoy the opportunity to get to know all of you guys through a live medium like this and not just on the videos. I really hope you guys are enjoying the videos. Let me know in the comments how you're enjoying the videos, what you might want to see, what you want to see more of, and anything that you've been getting out of it. It's going to mean a whole lot to me for you to share that with me. So just want to say thank you guys again for being here. I hope you've poured yourself a nice glass of whatever beverage you want, some nice snacks, cuddle up with a nice warm blanket as we're here in winter. And cheers to you guys. I got a nice little pint glass. Go Broncos. And let's get into it. I really want this just to be a fun, relaxing place for all of us to come where we can just come better ourselves, grow, raise our consciousness, talk about our ups and downs, our challenges, our triumphs, any manifestations that have been happening lately, any new belief systems that you've been letting go of and intertwining with who you are now and who you're becoming. I just want to know everything that you're going through. And because that's why I'm here. And that's why I'm doing these YouTube videos, is because I want to give you guys an opportunity to watch someone grow in real time and watch someone go through challenges in real time. And I'll be expressing those here on these live streams. I'll continue to express them in my YouTube videos on my YouTube channel. I'm not a perfect anything yet. What's up, good sir? Daniel P in the house. What's going on, dude? Good evening, man. Hope you're chilling. Taking a nice little rip ski right about now. Is about to probably go into video game land here pretty soon. Appreciate you dropping in. Even anybody that takes the time to join on these live streams, it really means a lot to me, and I appreciate it. So cheers to all you guys. But yeah, I just want to keep these going, give you guys an opportunity to get to know me a little bit more. And I wanted to, I don't know, I haven't really talked too much about Neville Goddard in my channel so far. I've mentioned him a few times here and there, but he's been a very, very big influence on my life and my belief systems and the way that I approach life and approach certain situations and how I start, letting go of certain things and developing certain things, and how to use the imagination to impress your subconscious to create the reality that you really want. So I wanted to, I've read this big old book here. It's like 800 pages or something of all Neville Goddard's work. Yeah, 800. And it has all of his work, at least all of his main books, quite the thick, but it's awesome. It's got all of his best stuff. It's the Neville Goddard collection here. And I just kind of wanted to, I have so much like underlined that I've read in the past. And I kind of want to just kind of go over line by line all the things that I've underlined and talk about them and get into it a little bit more. So if you guys are down for that, sit back, relax. Let's talk a little bit about Neville Goddard, who is a mystic. His work was mostly in like the 1920s to 60s, I say, was his heyday. Maybe even a little bit before, but that's kind of the time period where he was at. And his probably most famous book, his most well-known book, is called Feeling is the Secret. So that's what I wanted to start out with tonight. Chapter 1, Law and its Operation. And don't worry, I'm not just going to read to you guys, although We could have story time sometimes on these live streams, maybe too. That'd be kind of fun. But let's get into it, guys. Once again, cheers, all of you who are here. Thank you. And this is nice. Let's see. All right, here we go. You ready? The world and all within it is man's conditioned consciousness objectified. Consciousness is the cause as well as the substance of the entire world. So it is to consciousness that we must turn if we would discover the secret of creation. So that's like one of his main messages, is that consciousness creates reality. And it's a really fun thing to explore, because I love his interpretations, because it doesn't come from a religious point of view, although he references the Bible and all of this. In fact, where he got all of this is from the Bible. And he believes that the Bible is a symbolic representation of how reality works and isn't necessarily a script of events that happened. And so there's lots of different parables and symbologies and hidden messages in the text that aren't meant to be read so literally, like the way that we do read them. We tend to look at them very, very literally. There's a lot more to it than just on the surface. And some of the messages are meant to be taken literally. And I'm not trying to take away from anyone's interpretations out there, but I'm just wanting to share, his perspective with all you guys, because consciousness creates reality. So this reality may, for the sake of clarity, be likened unto a stream, which is divided into two parts, the conscious and the subconscious. The conscious is personal and selective, and the subconscious is impersonal and non-selective. The conscious is the realm of effect, and the subconscious is the realm of cause. So when we're in our conscious state of mind, like right now, we're all in a conscious state of being. Right now, we're not asleep, we're not dreaming, we're fully in the conscious. And the conscious impresses the subconscious. So they work in tandem. And a lot of you have heard about the subconscious, and there's a lot to go into about the subconscious, but we'll just keep it right here for now. The conscious generates ideas and impresses these ideas on the subconscious, and the subconscious receives ideas and gives form and expression to them. So whatever you impress with your conscious mind, and this could be a multitude of things, right? So if you're consciously wanting to create your reality, which you always are, like people always say, like, oh, I'm trying to learn to create my reality, or I want to learn how to use the law of attraction. Well, you're all already using it constantly. You're using it all of the time. The key is to be conscious that you're using it all the time, and be conscious of how you are using it and how you are expressing it. Are you using it for good? Are you using it for bad? Are you using it to uplift yourself and others? Are you using it to put yourself down and keep you small and make you feel like you have to work hard or push or force your way into the reality of your choosing? Which is important to differentiate those points, because if you don't, then you're just going to be unconsciously creating your reality, and you're going to be wondering why certain things are happening in your life that you don't prefer, and why they continue to stick around and perpetuate themselves, because that's what belief systems are supposed to do. They self-perpetuate. So once you have a really established belief system that you have impressed with your conscious mind into your subconscious mind, because beliefs are just thoughts that you continue to think over and over and over. And so if you have belief systems that you've impressed over and over in your conscious mind, that you've experienced in your conscious mind, that you've thought again and again, and this could be anything, like money doesn't grow on trees, money's hard to come by, money is is the root of all evil, it's very difficult to get to a successful place in your life. It's difficult to establish a relationship with yourself or with others. It's difficult to have a solid relationship with your family, whatever belief system. It could be an infinite amount of things, but whatever you have been putting yourself into and whatever you have been thinking with yourself and using your conscious mind towards, the more that you do that, the more that you will be impressing your subconscious, because whether you're awake or whether you're going to sleep, you're going to be thinking about those things. And the subconscious is very impressible, I'll say, for lack of a better word, if that even is a word, when you're about to go to sleep. Neville Goddard, he talks about the drowsy state of being that you're in right before you fall off to sleep and right after you wake up in the morning. You know, when you feel kind of like groggy, you're still kind of like remembering your dreams when you wake up in the morning, or you fall asleep and you're just kind of like in that in-between state. Like, that's the golden ticket. That's like the golden creation zone of impressing your subconscious. So if you're constantly running these thoughts that you don't care for and that you don't prefer, but maybe you're used to, and that you feel like maybe they've kept you safe or anything like that, you're going to be carrying that into your subconscious as you go to sleep. And then you're going to be impressing your subconscious with negative belief systems that you don't prefer. And your subconscious, because it's unconditional, just like God, your subconscious doesn't care. It doesn't judge. It just takes you as the God, as the conscious creator, and allows itself to be impressed with whatever the conscious creator, you and me right now here in the waking state, is impressing upon it. It doesn't care. So that's why we have to be very careful and very mindful of what we're thinking and what we're believing all day throughout our day, but especially right before we go to bed. If we're laying in bed just looking up and just dreading the day that we just had, or upset with the day we just had, and then dreading the day that we're going to have tomorrow, and am I going to get enough sleep? Am I going to get enough rest? Oh, I feel tired. I feel exhausted. Whatever those belief systems that you might be carrying into that drowsy, sleepy state, and then into the subconscious as you sleep, because that's where you are operating when you're sleeping, is in the subconscious mind. That's why everything is so fluid and flexible when you're dreaming. It's because it's the subconscious, and that's how malleable the subconscious is. It's as malleable as you deciding to wake up in your dreams and do whatever the heck you want. Working against ourselves until we become conscious of it and how to work with it. Exactly. Yeah. We don't realize that we're working against ourselves until we start being conscious of it. And we become conscious of it, obviously, in our waking states. And that's why our job from the time that we wake up until we go to bed is to be conscious of the way that we're thinking. And if we find ourselves in a negative mood, or if we find ourselves having a knee-jerk response or a triggering or a negative reaction to something on the outside that's happening to us, or something that occurred, or something that somebody said, or something that you did that turned out to be something that you didn't necessarily align with who you really are, and dreading that. If you're caught up in that loop, you're just going to continue to believe it. But if you become conscious of it and you lean into those emotions and you lean into those belief systems and you lean into the feelings that you're having in those moments, and don't push them away, but actually see them, shine the light on them, you will be able to transcend them much easier, because you're going to see them for what they are, which is just fear, which is false evidence appearing real, right? That's what they say. Fear is false evidence appearing real. And honestly, that's a great description of it, because it's a real experience. Fear is, it's a very real experience, but it isn't actually real. It's an illusion. So it's a real experience, real feelings we're having, but it's actually an illusion that we're buying into, and we buy into those fears. So let's just kind of mull on that, chew on that. Let's keep going here. So the conscious impresses the subconscious, while the subconscious expresses all that is impressed upon it. There we go. Let's say that again. The conscious impresses the subconscious, just like I was just saying, while the subconscious expresses all that is impressed upon it. The subconscious does not originate ideas. like I said, the conscious creator. Only you can, as the creator, as the conscious creator, because your consciousness is God. Your consciousness, your subconscious is also the other side of the coin. And I think he'll get into that at least at some point. And I can dive into that more because it's like a male and female. They work together, but you, as the conscious creator, because we're conscious most of the time, that is our God selves impressing those ideas upon the subconscious. And the subconscious just obeys because it's unconditional. Like I said, it doesn't care. So the subconscious does not originate ideas, but accepts as true those which the conscious mind feels to be true. And in a way known only to itself, objectifies the accepted ideas. So that's kind of like the mystery, the fun little mystery. We don't really know how the subconscious expresses out our conscious ideas that we impress upon it. That's kind of the mystery of it all, which is the kind of the fun part, because we don't need to know that part. You know, our higher self, our inner being, our God self, it's on the mountaintop. It sees and knows all, and it sees exactly what you're going through and what the path of least resistance is to take you to the next step that is the best for you. So if you're consciously creating, you're going to make that much more smoother of a process, and you're going to be picking up those breadcrumbs and following those breadcrumbs that your higher mind is laying out for you based upon what your passions are and what your excitements are. So that's how we learn to work with our passions and work with our excitements, is to be conscious of what we're thinking, conscious of what we're doing, and conscious of what we're believing, because we are constantly impressing the subconscious with our ideas, with our beliefs. So we have to become conscious of that. And don't worry about how things are going to happen. That's how we get the most in our way. That's how we get the most resistance. And just quick welcome in, everybody. A few more viewers. Cheers, everybody. Take a drink with me. Relax. We're all just relaxing here, talking about consciousness, talking about the subconscious, talking about Neville Goddard. And I'm reading his book right here. Well, this is all of his books. It's about 800 pages. And we're just going through Feeling is the Secret, if you're familiar with that. So if you have that book, go ahead and read along. I'm just at the first chapter here on the second page. So let's keep going. Therefore, through his power to imagine and feel and his freedom to choose the idea he will entertain, man has control over creation. Control of the subconscious is accomplished through control of your ideas and feelings. So again, what you think about, and especially what you feel about, how you feel, how you react to and respond to reality, how you respond to circumstances, how you respond to your own emotional triggers and your own emotional vulnerabilities, and whatever else that you're experiencing in your life. That is how you end up creating your reality. Again, beliefs are just thoughts that we continue to think. So if we continue thinking things that don't make us feel good, we work against ourselves without realizing it. So it's important to become conscious, be conscious creators, so that we continue to impress the subconscious, which is going to express everything that we have impressed upon it consciously. So the mechanism of creation is hidden in the very depth of the subconscious, the female aspect of womb creation, or the female aspect or womb of creation. So the subconscious is like the womb of creation. That's why he refers to the subconscious as female and the conscious as male. They work in tandem. Okay, and he says this somewhere. I'll just say this now. So the male and female part, this is perfect. Okay, so the conscious, the male, impregnates the subconscious, the female, with its ideas. Again, the conscious impresses the subconscious with its ideas, and then the subconscious expresses it out into the world, gives birth to it. It's a perfect analogy. It's perfect. I love it so much. I'm so glad I remember that. Oh man, that's just so cool. I feel like that's finally like sitting in within me as well. So what you think about, what you believe about, and especially how you feel about what you believe is what is going to impress the subconscious, impregnate the subconscious, and then in a way known only unto itself. I mean, do we even know as like doctors and everything exactly how all of like everything comes together perfectly inside the woman as the fetus grows in the womb? I mean, I don't know if we do. I think that's one of the big mysteries, right? Um, I'm sure there's more about it, and maybe there's whatever. I don't want to get into that, but seriously, it's that's kind of, imagine this was written in the early 1900s, you know. So back then, they for sure didn't have all those answers. So that's the cool thing. Like the conscious impregnates the subconscious with its ideas, with that life, with the life of whatever imaginative act, whatever imagination you have created that feels like the most exciting for you to embody and to express out into the world and create. Your conscious mind is going to create that in the subconscious. And then you have to just take the step back and not have expectations or instances as to how that needs to come about, when it needs to come about. And this is the other thing he talks about. So there's a gestation period, right? So when your conscious mind impregnates the subconscious, there's, it takes 9 months for a baby to form in the womb and be birthed. For a horse, it takes like 10 months, I think. Uh, I can't remember what his thing, but other things it takes like 5 months. It just depends. So it all depends on your life experience. It depends on what you're manifesting. It depends on your level of belief. It depends on a lot of things that are already kind of locked in your conscious mind, where your vibration is at. It all comes into play. So that's why we can't compare ourselves to others, compare ourselves, our manifestations to others, because that's just going to add resistance. And we're going to be like, how come that his manifested faster than mine? And why did hers go a little bit slower? And what are we doing wrong? And then we start questioning and we get too much in our heads. That's not for us to know. In a way known only unto itself is how the manifestations become expressed and birthed out into the world. So just stick with that metaphor. It's perfect. Just like think about that. That's a really good way to remember this. The conscious, the male, subconscious, the female. The male impregnates the female. The conscious impregnates the subconscious with its ideas, with its feelings, with its imaginative acts, with its expressions, with what it believes. The subconscious takes it. It receives that life force, if you want to call it that. It receives the idea, it gets impressed, and then a way only known unto itself at perfect timing, not too late, not too soon, but at perfect timing, it expresses itself, it gives birth to that idea, which is then the manifestation that finally comes in the perfect time. That's different for everybody, and we can't compare ourselves. All right, let's move on. Ideas are impressed on the subconscious through the medium of feeling. Okay, so I already touched on that a little bit. No idea can be impressed on the subconscious until it is felt. But once felt, be it good, bad, or indifferent, it must be expressed. It must be birthed. It must be manifested. It must be seen in our reality. So none of this happens. Excuse me. None of this happens without our feeling. We can have thoughts, we can have ideas, but if they don't have any feeling, then there's no momentum behind it and there's no real energy behind it. They're just ideas that are kind of floating around like, ooh, that's a good little idea. Oh, I just, I was scrolling and an inspiration came to me and that was a cool idea, but it's fleeting because then you scroll to the next thing and you forget all about it. And then you see something you don't want to see, you get all thrown off. And then, that's why we have to be conscious of what we're doing and conscious of how we're using our time and using our thoughts and the decisions that we're making. All right. Because without feeling, and that's why this is called Feeling is the Secret, this book, Feeling is the Secret. The book, The Secret, that's the secret. Feeling is the secret. So once you have that idea that you create in your imagination that gets you excited, and again, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, it doesn't matter. The subconscious doesn't care. The subconscious doesn't doesn't judge. It will be expressed. So if you have a bad idea or bad intentions, or you have feelings that are negative toward yourself, or feelings about the world that are negative, or feelings about your spouse or your child or your friend or your coworker or your boss or whoever that isn't good, that doesn't feel like it could ever do you any good or whatever, the subconscious doesn't care. It's going to create that and express that outwardly regardless. So that's why it's very careful. We have to be very careful with what we're feeling and what we're expressing and what we're thinking and what we're continuing to perpetuate consciously and impress consciously onto the subconscious, because we're going to get it whether we like it or not, good, bad, or indifferent. If we're feeling something, if we feel negative, we're going to impregnate it with that, and then that's going to be expressed. If we feel good about something, excited about something, like our passions, our ideas, the imaginative acts that we create in our mind and our imaginations that get us very excited to take action, then that will be expressed. So the subconscious, it's very neutral. It's going to listen to you regardless, because again, you're the boss, you're the creator, you're God. What you say goes. So let's keep going here. It must be expressed. Feeling is the one and only medium through which ideas are conveyed to the subconscious. Therefore, the man who does not control his feeling may easily impress the subconscious with undesirable states, just as I said. So you got to be mindful. Don't be afraid to think. Don't get all worried if you like have a negative thought that immediately it's going to manifest. No, again, there's that gestation period. So don't freak yourself out. Like, I can't ever think a negative thought again. I can't ever feel a negative emotion again. No, we're not perfect. And that would mean that we're not being humans if we're not feeling all the emotions of life. But the idea is just to mitigate and lessen the negative feelings and the negative emotions as much as we can in our lives, but not beat up on ourselves when they happen. Cheers. All right. Therefore, yes, even the undesirable states. By control of feeling is not meant restraint or suppression of your feeling, but rather the disciplining of self to imagine and entertain only such feeling as contributes to your happiness. The pursuit of happiness, baby. That's what it's all about. Pursue only the thoughts, only the ideas that contribute to your happiness, that contribute to who you really are, that contribute to what lights you up inside, what lights that fire inside of you. Only impress those thoughts onto the subconscious, especially right before you're going to bed and right as you wake up in the morning. We got to start disciplining our mind, especially in those times, because that's when the subconscious is the most impressionable. All right. I want to read that one more time. By control of feeling is not meant restraint or suppression of your feeling, but rather the disciplining of self to imagine and entertain only such feeling as contributes to your happiness. Control of your feeling is all important to a full and happy life. Never entertain an undesirable feeling, nor think sympathetically about wrong in any shape or form. So again, control of your feeling is all important to a happy and fulfilling life. Never entertain an undesirable feeling. That means you can feel it. It's okay that you feel it. It's not a negative thing that you feel it. But if you continue to entertain the negative feeling, the negative thought, then you're impressing your conscious, and then that's going to be expressed by the subconscious. And it's no wonder why things are hard and difficult in your life. Nor think sympathetically about wrong in any shape or form. Do not dwell on the imperfection of yourself or others. To do so is to impress the subconscious with these limitations. What you do not want done unto you, do not feel that it is done unto you or another. Do not feel that, yes. Okay. What you do not want done unto you, Do not feel that it is done unto you or another. This is the whole law of a full and happy life. Everything else is commentary. That's really cool. Every feeling makes a subconscious impression, and unless it is counteracted by a more powerful feeling of an opposite nature, it must be expressed. So you have the negative feeling, but then you catch yourself and you replace it with a positive feeling. You have to make sure that that positive feeling, that positive idea, is more powerful than the negative one, that it literally overpowers the negative feeling. Because if that negative feeling, that negative belief is still like wandering around and kind of in your conscious or subconscious mind, and you're not fully sure if you're ready to go into and trust the positive belief system or the positive thought to replace it, then you're going to have a struggle. You're going to have a push-pull going on. And that's just going to cause a lot of frustration. It's going to slow everything down. So we have to make sure that there is more energy towards the positive energy, more towards the positive belief and thoughts than there is the negative. Otherwise, whatever one is just like with anything, right? Your car battery or whatever, whatever has the most power into it is what's going to take over. This is the, yes, okay. The dominant of two feelings is the one expressed. I am healthy is a stronger feeling than I will be healthy. To feel I will be is to confess I am not. I am is stronger than I am not. Oh, let's read that again. The dominant of two feelings is the one that will be expressed, that the subconscious will give birth to. I am healthy is a stronger feeling than I will be healthy. To feel I will be is to confess that I am not. I am is stronger than I am not. So if you're saying, oh, one day I will be rich, one day I will have children, one day I will be smart, one day I will have friends, one day I will have this dream job, one day this, I will, that is much less powerful than saying I am in the current state. So because I will implies that you don't actually have it, that you don't actually believe that you already have it, because time is now. There is no future, no past. So everything that you want to become, everything that you want to be and express already exists. That version of you that you so badly want to express and feel in the world already exists right now, simultaneously with what's going on right now. So you need to catch that feeling and know that the version of you that you imagine that is the most excited, the most prosperous, the most passionately expressing itself and its creative expression, that exists right now. And so you don't need to say, I will be. You can literally say, I am right now, and you will shift to that version of you that already is existing in the manner that you want to exist. You don't have to wait. You don't wait for it to come to you. You don't look around and say, where is it, or when will it come, or how will it come? Again, that only creates resistance upon your path, resistance upon your manifestations, and everything else. It only creates resistance. So you have to start saying, I am. That is why I am that I am exists. It's not I am and I will be, or I am or I will be, or anything like that. It is literally I am that I am. I am that dream that I want to be. I am that person that I want to be. Therefore, I am. I am that. I am. I am that. I am. You understand the difference? It's very, very important. Okay, excuse me. The dominant of two feelings. Yes, I am. Okay. What you feel you are always dominates what you feel you would like to be. Therefore, to be realized, the wish must be felt as a state that is, rather than a state that it is not. Sensation precedes manifestation and is the foundation upon which all manifestation rests. Be careful of your moods and feelings, for there is an unspoken, be careful of your moods and feelings, for there is an unbroken connection between your feelings and your visible world. Whatever you feel is what you're going to create. Whatever you feel to be true is what is going to impress the subconscious the strongest so that it can naturally express it. So the faster that we can get to a feeling state, the faster that the subconscious will be able to express it. Because really, the subconscious, the only thing that I think slows down the gestation period between where you are right now and where you want to be, who you are right now and who you want to be, is how strong your feeling of I am that, I am this. It depends on how strong that is. So you have to make that as strong as you possibly can. Because when a baby is being created, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That thing is being created. There's no doubt about it. It is happening. That's how strong our beliefs have to be, that it is happening because we impressed it on our subconscious. We believe it and we feel it stronger and stronger and strong as we can. Then we know for a fact that, we don't doubt that baby's going to come, bursting out at the right time. we don't think about that. You see that baby growing in the woman, and it keeps growing and growing until the day comes, and boom, there it all is. So I'm almost done here, and then we'll call it a night. But this is really fun. I'm gonna do this more. Be careful of your moods and feelings. Yes. Connection. Yes. All right. Your body is an emotional filter and bears the unmistakable marks of your prevalent emotions. Emotional disturbances, especially suppressed emotions, are the causes of all disease. To feel intensely about a wrong without voicing or expressing that feeling is the beginning of disease, dis-ease in both body and environment. So that's super important to know. Especially disturbances are the causes of all disease. To feel this intensely, yeah. Okay, so basically what we are suppressing, all the negative emotions, belief systems, the traumas, whatever we feel like we need to project on others, whatever we're suppressing in ourselves and not dealing with, and we just keep suppressing it, and we're suppressing it even as we go to sleep, even as we wake up in the morning, is going to continue impressing the subconscious with those suppressions because you're not willing to deal with it. So as long as you're willing to deal with the feelings inside you, the belief systems inside you that are no longer who you really are, no longer how you want to behave, no longer who you want to be in the world, and you lean into them and you don't push them away and you don't force them away, but you give them love, you give them light, you say, thank you, you have helped me in my life so far. Thank you for being here. Thank you for protecting me where you have in my life. You have done me so well, but I'm going to let you go now. You are relieved of your duty because I am God and I am choosing something else. I'm choosing to replace you with something else, but I am not judging you as negative. I am not judging you as evil. I am just saying that I simply prefer to believe and think other things than what I've been believing and thinking for a very, very long time, because I care about how I feel, because how I feel is the most important thing in the world, because feeling creates reality. What you feel is what you're going to create in the reality. So if you feel lack, you're going to feel lack. If you feel abundant, you're going to experience abundance. If you feel love, you're going to feel loved. If you feel hate, you're going to experience hate. It's just how it is. That is just literal physics. What you put out is what you get back. So don't linger and mess around with your suppressed emotions anymore, because it literally does create diseases. I think there's studies on this now. And I think you've probably heard it somewhere on social media or some podcasts or something, that literally our emotions and our states of being is what creates the most disease within us. It's not just bad luck. It's not only our food and what we intake, although that can be a part of it for sure. But it is the emotions that we feel. I mean, if you're super stressed out all the time, if you're super depressed, if you're super anxious, if you're very angry, those are emotions, and your body, your nervous system is constantly feeling all the time. And if it doesn't feel good, then it's definitely not good on your body. Just like if you eat or drink something that doesn't make you feel good, it is not good for your particular body. That's something I'm figuring out right now, what I can and can't eat and drink. It's very, very important what we put inside us, which reminds me of my favorite. I mean, this guy, Wayne Dyer, okay? Wayne Dyer is the one who got me into spirituality in the way that I am experiencing it now. He helped bridge my religious upbringing and spirituality so that I could get out of the negative feelings that I had and the negative belief systems that I developed through religion and those upbringings, and merging it with the more open-minded, open-hearted beliefs that I'm now experiencing and expressing to all of you guys in my videos and these live streams that I am currently doing now. And he would say, if you squeeze an orange, what do you expect to come out of it? Apple juice, lemon juice, blueberry juice? No. You expect orange juice. So whatever is inside of you, whether it be anger, whether it be depression, stress, frustration, hatred, when you are squeezed, thinking that you are the orange, if you are squeezed, whatever is inside of you is what is going to come out. Does that make sense? Whatever is inside of you, when you are squeezed, when life puts pressure on you, when things don't work out how you thought they would or how they should, or somebody judges you or scrutinizes you or makes fun of you or triggers you, what's going to come out is what's already inside of you. Do you have love and compassion and patience for yourself and others and the world? Or do you have hatred and impatience? And do you self-degrade and do you put others down and in order to make yourself feel like you're a little bit better or that you're not so bad? Because when you're squeezed, all that's going to come out. When you're squeezed, you're going to get angry at someone. When you're squeezed, you're going to get very upset. When you're squeezed, you're going to get depressed. But if you have something inside you that is happiness, if you choose to consciously perpetuate good thoughts and beliefs onto your subconscious and have those thoughts be what is on your mind all day long, even though they're not yet manifested, because they're in the just state, they're literally in the womb of the subconscious still and will be expressed at the perfect time in its fullness when that baby comes forth. Then you are in the right place. You're in the right mindset to understand how creation and reality works. It's not happening to you, it's happening from you, and it's happening for you. So don't suppress yourself anymore. Don't suppress your emotions. Don't suppress who you are. Don't suppress who you want to express yourself to be. Don't suppress what you want to express to the world, the creative passion you want to express. Don't suppress it anymore, because that's just going to fester inside of you and it's going to create disease and dis-ease in your life. And you're just going to constantly be caught in the rat race of your emotions and having knee-jerk responses and being triggered and just constantly reacting to what's going on in the world instead of being in the eye of the storm, watching all of what's going on in the world, watching things that you don't necessarily prefer, but learning from them and understanding why they're happening and understanding that maybe there was a belief system in place, or maybe understand that it is just coming to the surface so that you can let it cleanse yourself, let it be cleansed away, let it be washed away down the stream of life. Let Mother Nature take it, let the earth take it, let God take it. Okay? Then you're going to be creating in a much easier flow where things are not so hard. You don't have beliefs that make you feel like life is hard, that life has to be forced and pushed, and you have to work harder than everybody else in the world in order to get what you want, in order to be who you want. It's just not the case. It's what we were taught, but it's not real. It's a real experience, but it's not what's actually happening. That's just fear expressing itself and impressing your subconscious in a way that you don't prefer. So be conscious, guys. I'm going to stop there. We might continue this. Let's have this be part 2. We'll continue to read. We'll just take it chapter by chapter, Feeling the Secret. I think this is great. I think this gives you guys so much to chew on. It gives me a lot to chew on. I love expressing it to you. I love these teachings. They resonate so strongly. They make sense. It isn't some religion or some guru or some anyone trying to say this way or the highway this way, or you go to hell this way, or you're not going to get what you want. It's literally the laws of physics, the laws of the universe, the law of assumption, the law of attraction. That's all what's going on here in this book, which is all he gets it all from the Bible, which is great because we're going to be able to interpret the Bible together differently than how it's interpreted in the world in a religious sense, where it feels like it puts us in a box. It makes us small. It makes us feel unworthy and undeserving. It makes us feel sinful. It makes us feel uptight. It makes us feel depressed. We're not serving a God. We're not serving a creator that is judgmental, that punishes us for doing things wrong or making mistakes or committing sins, or none of it. It's an unconditional God. It's an unconditional creator. There's no judgment. But you can have the experience of that. You can choose to believe that, and that will be your experience, and that will be reality. And by the way, I'm not trying to tell you what to do or saying that you should believe these things. I am only offering and sharing what I have come to believe and what has worked for me in my life, what I'm applying, how it resonates, and that's all I can do. And that's all I care about doing, because I am a messenger. I really am. I am a messenger. And I just want to share and offer things that I am experiencing and that I am expressing and implementing in my life. I'm not doing anything that, or I'm not telling you guys to do anything or offering you guys anything that I am not doing myself, or that I haven't tried, or that I haven't experienced. I'm only talking from experience. I'm going to continue being vulnerable with you guys. I'm not a perfect, I'm not a perfect project right now. I never will be, and neither will anybody else. And that's the great thing about creation. And that's the great thing about a human experience. And that's the great thing about being an infinite being, is that we never get it all done. We never get it all figured out. There's always something new. There's always something deeper that we can find within ourselves to be expressed in the world. And I want this to be the beginning of something fresh, something new, something exciting, as I create this movement with all of you of conscious creators, the movement of conscious creators expressing themselves authentically to the world, free of the judgments of others, not afraid of it, because that's what the world needs. And that's what you came here for, is to literally be yourself and express your gifts authentically, unconditionally, without fear of judgment or scrutiny or pain or anything. So we'll leave it there for tonight. Thank you, everybody who joined in on this stream. I'm doing these Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays all at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So make sure you keep an eye out for those. Again, I'm posting Wednesdays and Fridays, usually around 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Thank you to everybody who has liked and commented and watched my videos. It means the world to me. This is my passion. This is why I am here. I feel blessed to be able to have the social media and the technology that we have now, to where I can just sit down at my desk here, speak to you, go out in the forest and record things and have them pushed out to you guys for you to watch. And hopefully it gives you a little bit of joy. Hopefully it gives you some relief. Hopefully it changes your life. That's the main thing I want to do, is change your life for the better because of what you do. It's not me changing your life. It's you deciding to change your own life. I'm just, again, the messenger. And if I can wake any of you up, if I can wake one person on the stream up, if I can wake one person up who watches my videos, then that's enough. And I know there will be much more than that. But truly, one person, you who is watching this, you who is watching my videos. It really is enough. And I don't take it for granted, and I appreciate it. And I just thank you guys for being here, especially at these beginning times of the YouTube channel. These are times that we will look back, and these are the times. So cheers, everybody. And we will see you guys on Thursday, 6 p.m. Spread the word. Share this. Share my videos to people who you feel will resonate with them and who might need them. And make sure that you're good to yourselves and you continue to love yourselves and be patient with yourselves and impregnate that subconscious mind as the conscious creator that you are, with ideas and imaginative fantasies that are absolutely real, that you feel like would be an incredible dream to experience. Impress the subconscious mind by feeling those feelings and knowing that you are God and knowing that you exist right now. And all the versions of you, everything that you want exists right now, and you can have it and you can be it. So do it. All right. I love you guys very much. We'll see you guys in the next stream. See you later. These are the times.